Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's get into this. This is going to be one of the highly specific tarot messages. I do these if something pops into my head. Oh my God, I have no earrings on. We have to rectify the situation. We'll go with whatever I've got. Here is what was on my mind. Was somebody with they were blowing out their hair. They had really, really big, like the kind of hair I wish I had, like huge, luxurious, maybe somebody with curly hair, maybe somebody with massive amounts of it. And it was like, it was exquisite. It was so gorgeous in my mind's eye. It seemed like it was somebody with dark hair or somebody with dark hair with highlights, like blonde highlights. But if it's not dark with highlights, or let me reframe that. It's either dark hair naturally, but the highlights would be like very intentionally put in there so that you can still see the dark roots. Like it very, very intentional. Hi, everyone. Great to see you guys. All right. EM, that's great. So let's get started. We got a Prince of Swords. Okay. That big hair, poofy hair. I really got the idea that this is not going to be them. The person who's like blowing out their hair, they're like working on styling it right now in my mind's eye. They might have woken up with poofy and then they kind of are either enhancing it or they are in the process of trying to like control it, one of the two. But in my mind's eye, it was big hair. This is somebody else. This is not them. This is something that's coming toward them, or maybe, God, unless is that their thought process? Is this somebody who, like, when they're doing stuff like that, they absentmindedly have their brain going all over the place? Is this somebody we have like a tip of the hat possibly to Turkey, to Morocco? Is somebody listening to Turkish Moroccan music? I just listened like 2 days ago to Yavuz Bingöl. Oh my gosh, what is it? Yine Yaro, Yarim, Yine Yarim. I haven't heard it in so many years, not since my belly dancing eras, and love that piece of music. And he's a Turkish singer. This decidedly has very much like a Moroccan Turkish vibe to it, but this is somebody's thoughts flitting through. Again, this could be somebody who's when our thoughts race around like that, it's because there's a like an epiphany, or there's the brain is trying to like conjure up an idea of something that they need to do. It feels like we have I'm picturing like a rapid tempo, like somebody's heart is like beating faster as they're thinking about something that they want to do. The Tower is like all ego drops. This is exciting. Whatever this is for somebody, they're so excited. They're having this sudden breakthrough. Hang on, can I go back to what's the deal with the person with the big hair? Is that just to identify who they are, or the moon? Okay, so this is definitely about two people. Definitely about two people, because we got the two wolves howling on either side of the chasm. By the way, this could be the big old chasm. Let's see, there's a massive one opening up in Africa and then also in California. That's like, wow, look at the news. And I'm like, that's impressive. I'll say it that way. It doesn't have to be in those locations on Earth, but if there is a chasm or a fjord or some kind of a, like a jagged crack. Now, this could also be on either side of the river. All I can say is that these two souls are on different sides. They're either at a distance, they haven't been able to connect with each other, but they got a connection going anyway. This seems to be, I'm hearing that song, somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight, someone thinking of me and loving me tonight. I know that's like from one of the Fievel movies, right? I think isn't it Linda Ronstadt? And I always forget. It's not McDonald, is it? Michael McDonald? I can't think. It's somebody fact check me. But this is two individuals. So I said, who's the person with the big hair? The big hair person. I started to call them that. I'm so sorry. I'll change the title of this video once we get more of this story, because I never know where these things are going to go. But they are someone who is sensing. Again, here we go again into the ethereal like storytelling that we've been getting like consistently lately. they are feeling some kind of a want, some kind of a desire for clarity that they do not have. They're feeling the pull of someone else's energy, someone else's heart space. Maybe they are actually thinking of whomever this person is. This person, by the way, could be Aries or Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And now we've got Pisces on the board to represent the big hair person. They don't have to be those signs. It's just some of the elements of those signs. Pisces is very dreamy. Very, sorry guys, very heavily associated with the dreamscape kind of energy. So this person could be, our big hair person could be having like something that they pick up from the dreamscape, or they're very dreamy in the, like the day-to-day sunlit realms. Wolves howl to echolocate each other. They hunt as a pack. The alpha pair mates for life in a wolf pack. So we could look at this in a couple different ways, but any way we slice it, this is two people that are meant to be together. This is two people that want to be together. So let's go now back over to whomever it is with a very sharp mind, who might be listening to international music, or they maybe are international, or they are located right now. Maybe this is somebody who's traveling. They're in Turkey, they're in Morocco, but they are having their mind, skid across some thoughts, and it's bringing them to a conclusion. I need to make this change. I'm going to make this change. Ooh, we get a 6 of Wands. They could be getting a really great breakthrough, a creative spark, a creative breakthrough. They could be somebody who's like, oh my God, I have this plan. I know what I want to do. There is this industrial sound coming into this, but it's also that this character could be very industrious, but they feel like they've hit on something. This is kind of like a eureka moment. They're really excited. Either they've had a really great idea and they can't wait to like embark on that and start working on whatever this plan is. We got the 3 of Wands sideways, and we've got hot rock and guitar, but it's sideways. So there's going to be other influences in whatever their future is. They're taking something from the past and putting it into the future. This feels more like a project to me. I don't know yet how these two are connected at all, but I will say right now, the only connection that we have between these two characters is this person. That our big hair person seems to be intuitively like yearning for whomever this is. And I don't know that they're thinking about a big hair person. Right now, they seem to be frolicking in their ideas. They've come to some conclusion. They've got maybe something that'll make them $1 million. This could be a creative project, but it's something that they want to put work into. It's something about combining stuff from the past with the present and future. It's anytime we get that card sideways, it's not about just looking at the future. It's about what we can do right now, what resources we already have, what things we already have tucked away in our cupboard that we can haul out and then start to like repurpose. And even here with the 3 guitars, it's kind of like past, present, and future all merge. So very exciting. This person is delighted. They've had like a creative breakthrough. Do they have anything to do with whomever our big haired moon person is? Forgive me, that sounds so crazy to say that. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is illusion. 4 of Cups is boredom. 4 of Cups is disappointment. There's something here. There's, the light is filtering through. Are they getting some like, oh no, I had an illusion about the big haired person? 8 of Cups. Oh, they seem to be walking away from this energy. Something used to throw them off. Something used to make them feel imbalanced, and they've found greater balance now. Hang on. Are you walking away from them, or are they somebody that helped you get to this breakthrough? What is this about? Queen of Cups, 7 of Wands. This is hard to put my finger on right now because it's both. By the way, we do have the story of the Selkies here also coming through. The Selkies are, the mythological tales of these seals that typically a Selkie is a woman in seal form. And in there's lots of different mythological tales, but in one of them, she, comes up onto land and transforms into a human. And this fisherman sees her and he realizes like, oh my God, that's a selkie. And he really wants her as his woman. So he steals her and hides her seal skin. And then she's like destined to be stuck as a human female, you know, and walk this earth. And so he marries her and they have children together. But one day she finds the seal skin that he hid from her and she slips back into it and goes back into the water and goes back, you know, to like the realm that she really belongs in. And I don't know if there's something here about, this is about blockages and how we overcome blockages. I'm almost thinking that she has been his muse and he kind of like held her for himself for just a little bit, soaked up some of her energy, but then it's like, okay, she's still meant to be free. It feels like this weird thing where he's thinking either she doesn't want me, but she was a muse for me and she's very loving and she really helped me get this breakthrough. So wait, are you letting the idea of her go? Is that what this is? Are you just like, you took what you wanted from her and now you're outie? The Death card, he's saying, well, everything's transformed. Again, we get like kind of like a fjord looking landscape here. I don't know. I'm not digging him very much. It seems like a bit of a user. It seems like he takes what he wants from somebody who's generous, even if he's like, oh, well, she was my muse, but now she's inspired me to get this far. Now I'm off in this other direction. And now I no longer need her energy. What is transforming? Let me see. The world. Something about their world has expanded. Death card to the world. The thing is, she's in the center of this. There we have this feminine smack dab in the middle. And I always look at this as like a cell with all the little organelles inside, you know, the little ribosomes are in there. And I feel like there's something about this where somehow moving into this year, he's like saying, oh, she'll always be like a part of me. She's like in my cells at this point, but you know, I'm moving forward. Okay. We'll pause on that for just a second. Let's go over and let's talk about whomever. I'm thinking big hair person is maybe this feminine. Let's go over and check. Who is the moon? We have got the Hierophant. The moon, the big hair person, boils down to this. I can look at it as a couple different things. This could be a couple that was married. This can be two individuals that were in the same cosmic classroom, and this is like the universe teaching people the lessons. This is somebody who has a strong, maybe a sense of intuition, but also a strong sense of conviction connected to the higher self. We have the Devil. Honestly, it's like I'm realizing that I was either attached to somebody that was toxic. Was this a married couple? And there's finally been a good detachment, because honestly, it looks like she's saying, yeah, we were something once upon a time. And then it also brought out the worst in us. And I'm realizing that. I mean, she's got 3 major arcana to describe her right now. Got the 8 of Cups. It was time to go. As much as it's like, I'll always feel your energy out there. I'll always feel you someplace. It kind of feels like she's saying, I think our work is done here. I think if we tried to hang on to each other any longer, we'd actually be really toxic. So goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Yeah, Queen of Swords, she's cutting him off. How interesting. Okay, what's the deal with her big hair? Does that represent like her voluminous ideas of her own? It's almost like these two are better apart. This is a goodbye story. I did not expect it to be that. I thought this was like a, two people yearning for each other, 2 people finding each other. It's not. It's 2 people letting each other go, but with the right emotions inside. Like, I know we would have torn each other to shreds if we had stayed together, but I helped you, you helped me. We are in a place where it's like, I may always love you, but I'll never be with you again. 3 of Pentacles and Queen of Wands. She's destined to connect to somebody else entirely. Somebody totally different. Somebody that is, so is that why it's like, he's saying, well, everything has transformed. Yes, she was my muse. Yes, I loved her very much. She could have even had children with her, specifically, at least one. But there's something about like she didn't want to be in his world. She actually is the one who left him ultimately. She didn't want to be in his world. His world is very different than hers. Maybe that's the other reason they're on different sides of the chasm. It's like two people that, although they loved each other, they didn't really want to live the same lifestyle, the same, even in the same maybe country or nation, since we're talking about, the story of the Selkies and the difference in where they, she wants to live in the sea as a seal and he's, a mortal on land. She stepped into whatever his world was, but she really didn't want to be in it. So she actually might have left him. And for a period of time, it was hard for him to like fully let her go and actually feel comfortable and detached from this. Again, possibly the mother of his children or child. But at this point, he's actually feeling a lot better. And he's like, you know what? That was a meaningful connection. She was many things to me. I should have said it then, but even though it's like he knows that she's going to be a part of him, we almost have another feminine right next to this one that's emerging, almost as if it's like she's a part of my world, but there's somebody else starting to like coalesce and take shape in my life. I won't forget her, obviously, that was meaningful. And I don't think she'll forget him either. I think this is her saying, I'm glad I met him. We were in the classroom of life together for a reason. And then we learned good lessons. And then we started to like, when you sit too long in a class and you're just bored like a stump and you don't want to be there anymore, they were bad together. Eventually it was time to go. And she knew it, but she's the one who exited. She's headed for some other connection, some other soulmate in her life, somebody else that she's going to build with. And I have to say, I think she's going to end up a lot happier. The same way I think he is. I had no idea this would be a goodbye story. Interesting. Actually, universe, do you want to weigh in on this? Did they get the lessons that they needed from each other? Is this the time to say goodbye? Little Andrea Bocelli. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, 100% yes. These two are done. These two are already on their new journeys. And they did supply something amazing in one another's lives. They helped each other. Sometimes, if you have houseplants or something, this, or it's sometimes any plants, you don't want to underwater or overwater, but there are times to like let a plant just go a little bit before giving them the extra nutrients, and you'll see that they make a big jump. It kind of enhances them, like putting down their deeper roots, looking for more water. And then you notice that, when you water them and give them a fertilizer bath next time, they like take a massive jump. There's something about, how like we sometimes don't become our best self unless we've been under pressure. Like Salt and Pepper says, I bet your bottom dollar you was best under pressure. I'm thinking that that's what it was for them. This was a great connection. It served its purpose. There was love there. There was mutual appreciation. And then it was toxic. And then it was time to let go. But they became better people for having been with each other. Amazing detachment in this one. What's the story for him from here on out? We see him really happy. Yeah, he's got another lover. He hasn't met that person yet. That person could be at a distance from him. It could be somebody he's destined to meet. It could be somebody that he thought of a long time ago that he'll eventually return to, or someone who feels like a soulmate that he'll return to. That's not exactly happening just yet for him. He needs to do whatever this project is, whatever this exciting thing is. He doesn't need her to be his muse anymore. He's not in, it sounds so rude. He's not inspired by her anymore. Detaching from her was a new inspiration for him. Not having her in his energy field was the new inspiration. There's no more mourning period. There's no more sorrow. There's no more feeling of, adjustment where I'm letting go of somebody and this is painful and my life is, I'm adjusting to the new normal. He's there. So interestingly enough, not having her in his life is the new excitement. Like it's unblocking him. 7 of Pentacles. He's got a ton of growth, and I think he's going to feel really solid all of a sudden. I think he's going to have really a clear vision of what he needs to do next. 7 of Swords is sideways. Seven of Swords can be hiding, lying, running away, but this Seven of Swords is quite a bit different. It's somebody who's like looking good, smelling good, but in truth, they hide an awful lot. I'm thinking that he's gotten really, he is reflecting just a little bit, possibly on love as a whole, possibly going into like a philosophical, contemplative mode. He may spend some time sitting up at the top of a, you may find himself liking elevation right now. Sometimes it's great to get up above everything, up on the roof, like Benny King, sitting up above someplace, rooftop, terrace, just maybe climbing a tree. I don't know, sitting on top of a ladder, whatever. But he may find that he's like contemplative. He kind of likes to get above it, away from it, and just let his mind kind of like absorb, the difference between like truth and lies, the stuff that we tell ourselves, the stuff that we don't realize we hide. He may be thinking about as like a whole, love, the divine feminine. I only say that because we have a feminine there. It never has to be about a gender, but Knight of Pentacles, and he's slowly coming to some kind of conclusion. What is your conclusion? Wheel of Fortune, that he's ready to love again after all. He doesn't expect anybody to be perfect. He knows, and maybe having been with her, he reflected more on like everybody has their own fears, their own things that they cling to, their own like sense of desperation even sometimes. It almost feels like he's so aware of that. He understands her behavior so much better now. And I think he's realizing like maybe he understands women better. Maybe he understands himself better and what makes him tick. And he understands the female mind better. I mean, there's an awful lot of feminine energy here for him to be addressing and assessing. This is not some wounded masculine who now hates women and, oh, they're all harpies. That is so not the case with this. This is somebody who, if anything, has started to kind of like unravel the mystery of not even like the feminine, but maybe just humans, the human condition. But it's really going to help him, I think, as he moves forward. He feels like, you know what? I actually really love and appreciate the feminine even more. I love what their heart is. I love the fact that I get it now. They operate from the heart first. That's what drives everything else. Maybe the desire to nurture, the desire to give. I get it now. And I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I want that. I'm not saying that if he could go back and do it differently with her, he would have. I think these two learned what they needed to, but that's a whole nother layer of healing. I think he's healed enough now to fall in love, or that's what he's getting to that contemplative point of understanding. It's wonderful to see no bitterness. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, if anything, I think that you notice the little truth teapot. Speaking of, it's time. I have my little teapot. He's got his time of truth here as well. I do think he's reached a point where it's like he better understands what kind of feminine would match with him. Maybe somebody who communicates more. Maybe he's realizing that that's the kind of person he would choose, so that it's not quite as murky. Even though he understands a lot better now the human condition, I think he's preferring somebody who can really communicate for his next romance. Is he headed to meet somebody pretty soon? Because that's what it's looking like. The Emperor and the Tower. When he's ready. I think he may already know who he'd like to go toward, but he's needed to do this kind of like decompression time. Sorry about my boy. He's needed to have some decompression and wrap his head around all of this. Actually, really nice. Really nice. Okay, now let's go over to her. Our lead character, technically, right? Our person with big hair. Hey. We have got the Four of Swords. Sorry, Aries has so much to chit chat. She's in a place of healing as well is what she shifts into next. We know she's headed for some other connection. We know that she cut him off and moved on, but she might also be hoping that he does some healing. But I think this is more just about her. So there is an energy of getting balanced. She might be sleeping a lot better now that he's gone. I know this sounds really rude, but what's that song? Since You've Been Gone. I do feel like she's a lot better off. She has forgiven him in ways she didn't even know she could. She is moving on mentally, emotionally, physically. She may even have a dream about him that is like, her like exiting stage left. She may wind up feeling a lot better. Like, okay, we did what we came to do, and now it could be a dream about flying, since we see levitation in both of these cards. Oh, flying dreams are the best, aren't they? Oh, I remember the one I had, and I was so sure that when I woke up, I was like, it's so easy to fly. All you have to do is just raise your arm up and you'll just levitate. That is not the way it worked when I woke up, but I was so sure. I could feel it still. Oh, anyway, 3 of Wands. She knows something is different about her entire life at this point. That sense of forgiveness is possibly, maybe the elevation sensation is her heart is lighter because she's ready for her future. Absolutely ready. Now for her, there could be a little bit of like a 3-month gap, because I can understand how both of them have they've gone through hell already, right? They had love, then it all went to hell in a handbasket. Then they parted ways. And then whatever those emotions were, whether it was hurt, anger, blaming, and then that simmered down. And then it was like the detachment phase. And then it was like the acceptance and actually appreciating what they learned with each other, from each other. And now they're at the point of, there's no more grieving, there's no more loss. Now they're excited about their own futures. That's how this comes across for both of them, which I think is so nice. I think that's so wonderful. We got a Queen of Wands. She is sideways. Keep in mind, we already know she's going to be ending up with somebody else. We saw that. But now, and we saw her as a Queen of Wands. But she's building her image. She's she's in a place where she gets to pick and choose. How do I want to dress? How do I want to display myself? She could do some pretty awesome makeovers in the way she dresses, the way she conducts herself, the way she looks. She might be whatever, going to spin class. She could really reinvent herself. I don't know why I'm picturing somebody who's like, they never used to show their legs, and then they're going to be like, you can't get pants on them because their legs are so awesome now. And she's going to strut her stuff. Somebody who was modest, who's like, no way, I'm not going to be modest and, wear stuff up to here. I'm going to do the plunging necklines. I'm going to show my assets. I'm going to strut myself. I'm proud of who I am. I feel like she is revamping herself. She hasn't quite revealed the new 2.0 version of herself yet, but it's coming. That Hanged Man is sideways. She's definitely like, I do feel like there's something about, getting comfortable in her own skin in a whole new way. And that's not to say she was uncomfortable before, but when you're with a partner that you learned a lesson with, and that's what the bulk of it was, sometimes you forget who you are, you forget about your self-development. And then when you detach, now all of a sudden your self-development takes this huge surge. And it's like, you discover new facets of yourself, you discover old facets of yourself that you had forgotten about, and you regain some kind of confidence. Everything here is about choice. How does she want to conduct herself? Who does she want to be? Who does she want to display herself as? I think this is a massive, massive change. We got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. What is that? She's got a distaste for something. She doesn't want anything slow. She doesn't want slow people. She doesn't want slow, and she also doesn't want unicorns, right? Unicorns aren't real. I don't want the hope of someday. I don't want to meet somebody that potentially could become a great partner. They need to be a great partner right out of the gate. I'm not interested in, in fact, people are a big turnoff to me that only have potential but haven't already figured out who they are. So that's like her mantra is, they got to know who they are for me to be interested at all. She's not playing the long game. She expects now, kind of a little bit like a smidge of impatience. She expects people to be kind of who they already are. And it's probably because she's done all this work and evolved into who she really is. And she's like, what I don't want is to get connected to somebody who's way back where I used to be. I want somebody who is, they've already done basically what I've done. Been through a relationship, you've been through some life experience, you've been through, basically, this is like a, let's say somebody who's like 45 and divorced. They've reclaimed their identity. They feel like they got their second youth, but they definitely don't want to date somebody that's young who hasn't gone through the same kind of life experiences that they have. You know, I need somebody who's like street smart, who's got life skills, who's, you know, you don't have to have $1 million. You don't have to have, you know, any fabulous career, because careers come and go. But what you do have to have is resilience. What you do have to have is understanding, and you got to know how to get by. And you got to have some kind of emotional intelligence. She is not interested in anything that's dreamy and Two of Cups, soulmate energy. I think she wants somebody that is like, I'm hearing Doechi, what it is. I don't know. She wants somebody who's just like legit. This will not satisfy her. No dreamy dreamers. I even think she may not want an artistic type. She may not want somebody who broods. She may not want somebody who can get lost in illusions. She may not want somebody who gets caught up in melancholy. I know this kind of sounds like she's, you know, doesn't have patience for like a more sensitive partner. What she doesn't have patience for is illusion. That's all it is. She's not looking for a, you know, a overly romanticized vision of love. She's not looking for a unicorn, a 1 in a billion person who's going to say all the right things and, you know, play it out like a freaking whatever Hallmark movie. No disrespect to the Hallmark films, but, you know, maybe I should have just said cinematic love story, right? Because those are, it doesn't matter who makes the films. Cinema gives us the, you know, the perfected illusion, the polished, the, you know, the thing that isn't real, but it shows perfection, right? And it has just the perfect amount of tension with the perfect amount of resolution. And that's just not how life is. She's just over that. She's just real down to earth, real straightforward. Yes, a little bit over the illusions. We got the Four of Wands. The thing is, she's not less of a lover. In fact, I think she knows what it would take to really have a genuine Four of Wands relationship, and she believes in it. Kind of like how he actually came out thinking more highly of feminines and understanding them better and also becoming a better man himself. She actually has a more realistic view of what a lover would be and what a good relationship would be. She knows it is still kind of rare to find, but it's not going to be found through romanticizing any of it. It's like, well, there's a lot of Four of Wands life where it's the nuts and bolts of day-to-day life. And you have a partner that, you know, when the two of you can conquer and, you know, divide and conquer whatever life requires of us, you can have a really great relationship when you're building and going through the struggles of life together. You know, one of you needs to take care of the four wheels on the car and the other one makes snacks for the road trip. You know, that's maybe not a sexy part of, you know, a relationship, but if you're going to take a vacation together, somebody's got to do those things. And the two of you doing it together, you do it like a team. And I think that's all she's asking for. That's her Four of Wands now. Not flowers and butterflies, not romancy, fancy things, but legitimate stuff. Tree of Life, Seven of Wands. She also, and this is a really big one for her, when things get tough, she wants somebody that defends and protects. When things get hard, she wants somebody that is like family first, last, and always. She wants to know that somebody is like, she can rely on them no matter what the storm is. Come hell or high water, the first priority is our unit. The first priority is our relationship, our family. You can't have other complications that push our family to the back. That is huge for her. She wants a fighter, but a fighter who says the thing I can't afford to lose is my family. So that's always the only reason that I would fight is if I got to protect this. She's looking for somebody who's not afraid of whatever conflicts arise because they've got a reason to protect this. You know, I would say we don't need to like cast any negative light on whatever her connection was with that king or that emperor in the past, but I'm guessing for her to be so focused on this is what I want, this is what I want, I'm thinking she probably didn't have that with him in the past. And part of it was her own, you know, maybe she was wanting some of the wrong things and not putting enough emphasis on the right things that would make the relationship click or make her happy. You know, both of them obviously had some growing up to do. This almost feels like these are characters who met each other, you know, when they were maybe younger, and they've grown so much. Yes, they've grown out of a romance with each other, but they both really learned what they are looking for, and neither one is like, oh, I hate them, they were so awful, they were the worst thing that ever happened to me. It's more like, because of them, I learned more about me, and I learned more about what I really want and what makes things tick, what I think makes things tick now. So really nice. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Really good to see you guys. Jessica H, my pleasure, honey. Brian Van Winkle. Hey. Voyager 2. Sarah J. Hi, Nancy Halls. Oh, Sanette Pretorius, how are you? Shout out to you in South Africa, my dear. Hi, Em. Insert name here. Hi, good to see you. Right back to you, love. Hey, Majestic. AJ Craft, did you blow off a potluck to hang with us? Oh my God, that's amazing. Hi, Raina. Oh, Toady, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Sending you lots of love. Ground Zero, nice to see you. Hi, T-Baby. Happy Sunday to you as well. 01 Frequency. Hi, Sherilyn's View. Oh, you sweetheart. I think I did Aquarius 2 days ago, but Aquarius is actually scheduled for today. So hang in there. It'll be a little later on. Hi, Anne-Marie. Polka Dot Suzanne, how are you, sweetheart? Are you doing better? It's so good to see you, honey. I've been thinking about you. Purin, hi. Shout out to you in India. Hi, Rodolfo. Lalu, great to see you. Sunshine Daydream, awesome. I envy your hair. Victoria Knox. Oh, I'm scrolling backwards. Hi, Lalu. Whose birthday is it? I'm still looking. Hi, Nikki O. Nikki O, happy birthday, sweetie. Happy birthday. What an awesome day, too. A 2-2 birthday. Oh my God, that's amazing. I hope you do something really special today, Nikki O. Hi, Mon. Hi, Chrissy. Helen, great to catch you. EM, that's wonderful. Afternoon on the weekend, not in any meetings, and notifications are working. So awesome. Broken Key, hey. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. James Ingram, yes. Oh, thank you so much, Broken Key. Oracle, you're awesome. Hey, Lulu. Delana Lawson, hey, how are you? Nor AI, good to see you. I don't know. I like unbrushed hair myself. I'm a crazy big hair lover though. Like the more wild and less like what do you say, coiffed, the better. Like the bigger, more wild hair, the better. I love that. I like shaggy, I like, messy. So oh, Carrie, thank you. Yeah, it's a little rose. It's one that I've had for a really long time, actually, but I thought it was appropriate since, we're going into February. And so, well, we're here in February. What am I saying? And, we've got to kind of start talking about love stuff. So thank you, Shima. Thank you. Denisa, thank you for being here. Violet, hey, hey. Jason F, thank you, Jeff. Jason, that's really nice. Cherry Boo, nice. Nice. I love it. Thanks again, Carrie. All right, you guys. I will see you over on the other channel. Hi, Zonia. I'm so glad you did. Ciao, Christy. Oh, really good, Sinette Pretorius. I'm really good. Thank you. Nikki, are you in Texas? Awesome. Don't they say everything's always bigger in Texas, right? You know, the sky looks bigger, the stakes are bigger. Like Texas is supposed to be awesome. I've never been there. Shell, you're pissed off? Yes, please do, because I have naturally curly hair and you have done piss me off. Quit with the big hair shit. What are you jealous? Because I don't got, apparently. I don't know why you're angry, but I hope you have a better day someplace else. Oh, hey, Dawn. All right, you guys, take care. Really nice to see everybody. Lots of love. Bye.